What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Geass, Rozé of the Recapture, this time with episode 3. Last week was a good episode. I really liked the action last week, thought it was really cool. Had a few really cool reveals as well, with Ash actually being a Neo-Britannian soldier that Rozé used her Geass on. Unfortunately, we weren't successful in the retrieval. Again, a few new interesting characters added, but I was slightly confused again with the kind of Geass powers. Hopefully that will get kind of further explained during the rest of the season. But do let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these weekly reactions. Let's get right into episode 3. Oh, it's that girl again. Oh, no, it's not. Similar looking nightmare. Quite similar looking, actually. Oh shit. Scissor, man. Oh, this guy looks crazy. The 7 shining stars. There's a lot of action in this series already, isn't there? I remember the start of original Geass being quite a bit calmer to start with. Not that it needs to follow in those footsteps at all or anything, but there's been every episode there's been kind of like major action pieces, hasn't there? I think it would be cool to maybe calm down a bit at some point and kind of focus on the story. I mean, I guess the action does kind of focus on the story as well in a way, but not as much as if you just have like a dialogue heavy episode. I think that's weird because a lot of people would scream out for shows not to have dialogue heavy episodes, but it's kind of the opposite for me here. Don't get me wrong, I'm liking the action, but yeah, just no time to chill, which is a good thing in some senses. And it makes you feel that kind of urgency that the characters have as well, for sure. But I would like to have like a better idea of who some of these characters are. I think the fact that this is like adapted from a movie makes that slightly harder, because in a movie you have a whole lot less time to kind of expand your characters and such, don't you, than a TV series. Leaders all over the world there. Let's see what countries are in arms with these. Oh, they're not real countries. This flag almost looked like Bosnia's / Ukraine's flag, but not quite. That I recognise, but different colours again. So these are, yeah, just kind of fake countries. Okay, we'll have Britannia, we'll have Britain in there, but we'll not use any other. And Japan, of course, but every other country will protect them and be safe. Okay. Okay then. Jesus. That guy. Oh, these guys are actually on our side. Okay. Yeah, he begs the question even more why they're hiding these nationalities. Although again, I think maybe some of them can be like inferred. They look quite similar to. No idea what that guy's flag is behind him. No idea. That is what I think it is, isn't it? Alagi from the original series. Okay. That must be painful, to be fair. Having to wear something like that to push them up all day, like ouch. Obviously, I don't know how that feels, but I've heard from women that that area does get quite painful and is quite sensitive. What is up with this guy? This guy is like terrified during this meeting here. Sorry, I'm just going to rewind for a sec, but we saw the red-haired girl today for a couple seconds, and she had the similar mech to the girl next to her. I don't think we've seen either of the two on the right there yet, nor this guy in the middle. This woman looks quite a bit like what's her name? I forget her name now. From again the original R1 and R2 series. Cornelia? Is that her name? Cornelia? I could be getting that wrong, apologies. Obviously we saw this guy today as well. This guy obviously looks a lot like Schneisel, who I think is actually a part of this season, Schneisel. I think we definitely saw him in like the first episode, like a flash of him or something, but again I could be wrong about that. I would like to see a bit more of these again. The original, like the Royal Knights or whatever from the original series, weren't fantastic, but they had some interesting dynamics and such going on. So hopefully these guys get at least that same treatment. Okay. Yeah, do you reckon that's like Cornelius' son or something? Grandson? Yes. Unlucky. Okay, well, that's the end of that guy. Okay. Jesus. Okay. So really, like, you have to kill yourself? Well, look out for that woman. That's no background character design right there. Oh yeah, you've done a good job. Again, I really like her voice actor, the girl on the right there. one of my kind of current day favourites. I hear quite often as well. A lot of fan service for Rozé right here. So again, it just like begs the question for Ash, like what does the Geass do to him? Is he one of the ones where he accepted a kind of trade of morals and such, or is he being controlled? Like, is it him at the wheel? I think it's like him at the wheel. It seems that way. Oh, what happened? Oh. There was no food. Do you know what? That's my dog right there. Let him out. He's all good, he's all playful. He waits for a treat. Most of the time I give him one, but if I don't give him one, he fucks off. Look at this little cute little boy right here. The jacket that's way too fucking big for him. Absolute obedience. Okay, so we are going to get a bit more information about it. Who is this? So she says here it's absolute obedience. So like I said, this has been something I've been a kind of stickler on. It was like, I don't know why she would choose that. I say that maybe it was just like in that first episode, maybe it was just like a playful thing of like a bit of like showing off to the audience of like, if you don't do this you'll die, but do this. But again, it made it when they'd done that, it kind of made it seem like, oh, there was actually going to be a restriction on this very overpowered power, which would have been quite cool, I think. But again, it looks like she just chose to do that. Again, realistically, she would have just imagine anyway. Again, I don't know these characters all too well. Could have just said, "Kill yourself" or "Save 100 times the people you killed," and that would have been like an order, and seemingly that could have worked. But for some reason, she chose a kind of what's it called? A choice. Like she gave him a choice. I don't know why she'd do that. Like personally, I would have just said, yeah, now you will save 1,000 times the people that you have killed of our Nippon people, and that could have been said and done. There would have been a lot less confusing as an audience member, but it does look like it's pretty much the exact same power as the Lucia's, which is a little bit uninspired, right? I mean, we've already had that kind of story. I feel we've already had that kind of story, like of someone with this exact same power trying to liberate Japan. Yeah, I don't know. Feels they could have been a bit more creative. I don't know. We've seen a few like Geass powers throughout the series, so it's not like they have to have the exact same ability. absolute abuse. Again, personally, I would have preferred this be a very different, separate story in itself, with none of the kind of characters that we knew about being involved, really. Because again, that story is complete. Like, why add on to that? Even it's like obviously this is a sequel. Like, this is after all of that, and this is a sequel to the movie, I think people have said. But it's kind of like a prequel. I see it as like, why are we covering something that is not too much of interest, because things ended brilliantly in the original anime. Like, why would you continue from that brilliant ending? I don't know, maybe that's just me complaints. But like, again, what I was talking about prequels, like, they answer questions you don't really want to answer, because it's actually more interested in thinking about the possibilities of like what happened after Lou sacrificed himself. Like, would war ever be a thing again? Probably, but again, it's like, it's better that we don't get that answer. Move. Look at that grumpy bastard on the right. Really, bro. Oh, sound like just, yeah. Imagine you see a pretty woman in real life, and you look at her, and she looks at you, and you just go, oh. That would be so awkward. Jesus Christ, he's awkward. Yo, she kind of does look like a raspberry. He does, and I imagine that was down to the Geass, but like I said, I feel like he acts very natural. I feel like when someone is being like controlled by Geass, he's obviously always controlled by it, but I don't know. You always see like that red glow around the eyes, and it's pretty like people do get pretty robotic. Again, looking back to season 1 or 2 of the original series, people got pretty robotic. Yet Ash seems to be pretty much himself, but this again, just that kind of allegiance has switched. So it's just like him, like talking and like being him right now, isn't it? But yeah, it's interesting to like realize when those moments of when he would do something that would go against what he would normally do. Interesting to see more of them, because we had a little bit of one of them last week, didn't we? Where it being kind of revealed that he was being controlled, but. As I said, I'm glad this is a bit of a calmer episode. I mentioned in the intro I would like an episode. We had a little bit of action at the start, don't get me wrong, but I'm glad we're having a bit of a character development episode here, which was kind of needed, honestly. There's already a lot of characters in the show as well, so Like, we didn't get introduced to the knights or anything, or a mass amount of like enemies for a while in, again, the original Code Geass. For a reason, it's always better to start slow. But again, this is a movie. That's the thing. Again, you got to think this is a movie, so it's like a different pacing. It's a different kind of medium. Even though it's been translated over to an anime here, a series. I think it's clear he just wants Raspberry to stay with him as long as possible. He is. Perhaps he was just a good person born in a bad situation. I mentioned this a few times in lots of videos, how you shouldn't always just disrespect or disregard people that are born into kind of power or richness or such. A lot of them have their own issues. Oh, you did save her. Saving is the wrong word, but what was that? This girl is so extra, isn't she? Jesus. Yeah, that's a lot to take it. Sakura. That's a lot to take in. So it's hard, isn't it? Because there's one called Sakura and there's one called Sakuya. They almost sound exactly the same. This guy looks a bit nuts in that shot, doesn't he? He looks a little bit like, he doesn't have the same hair, but if he had the same hair, it'd look a little bit like Boris Johnson. Mixed with a bit of, is it Gary Busey? Same eyes. Oh, the maid's been pretty cool today. I like her enthusiasm. Oh, sorry guys. Oh shit. Eclipse. Oh fuck. You know what? I had a feeling this kid would... Has he been poisoned? I don't know why. I inexplicably had a feeling that this kid would... I didn't think he'd die, don't get me wrong, or be poisoned, but I had a feeling he'd be in a similar situation to Lelouch's sister. He's a kid in a very powerful position, very easy to be taken advantage of. And looks like he's been poisoned. I kind of missed what they did actually say during the scene. Were they planning this? No, no, they didn't actually say anything about it, but the reaction on this guy's face. I mean, this guy doesn't like that guy said earlier who was with him. He seems quite indifferent, but I mean, no reaction whatsoever at a little kid dying who's also like a prince of your nation. It's a little bit crazy. Again, it would make you'd be suspected to think that that was he knew that was coming. But yeah, I had bad feelings about this kid right as soon as we saw him. Like, kid in this position, never a good idea. What is that? Oh, so yeah, that was what they're planning. They were like 87% done. I guess that was 87% done. That little horrible mosquito fucking thing. Horrible that. Imagine a future where they haven't just got real mosquitoes killing people. You've actually got fucking cyborg, android, AI, mosquitoes infecting you with AIDS and shit in the future. That's it's scary, that isn't it? Flash. Oh, the Rozé. Okay. I was like, surely the impartial person here is Ash, really. I like the colour scheme. It reminds me of my favourite Digimon. Old Force Feedramon. Why is this cat always looking like that? With you. And he died. Fuck's sake. I had bad feelings and yeah. Never a good idea. I wonder why they've done that though. Fucking awful, isn't it? Disgusting. That's probably it's not really like who's worse competition, is it? But like killing 11s, but then killing one of your own and a child. Look how white he is. Look how white this guy is. Like, what the fuck? That looks so weird. Also, this guy is actually giant, isn't he? Holy crap. Yeah, I wonder why they planned this. Why did they plan to... Huh. Strange. Very strange. Maybe they can just use her better? I don't know. I feel like using a kid would probably be pretty easy, but then again, he's a kid, so maybe not, because he doesn't understand as much. I don't know. There's obviously some end to this, isn't there? I don't quite know just yet. Man, so much focus on this guy, yet such little personality. Oh, yeah. That is Lelouch. I think we saw this in a trailer. I'm not sure we heard him though. I think it was just like this shot. So what I was saying earlier about them using the same power again, I'm still a bit iffed about that. But I guess yeah, Lelouch did give her the power that he has. Which I guess is kind of cool, but the only like kind of cool thing about that is you get to see Lelouch for a little bit. Like again, I would have much preferred it be a different Geass power, make it a bit more interesting, so that we don't just like it's not the exact same as before. Like it would have been not interesting to see like the power of I don't know, just to like think about one on the spot, like the power to I don't know. Like even something as like simple as just like make someone contrary to their actions is like a slight difference to what her Geass is. I say it's a slight difference, it's a big difference, but like it's a slight difference because she'll be using it like you'd use the kind of like you'd be using the absolute obedience power anyway, but it would be again a bit more niche. Maybe like someone has got good intentions that you didn't think they did, and it would just maybe like a slight change to it would add like an interesting kind of dimension to it. But again, it's just a bit of a shame. I think there's already during 3 episodes been a bit like a few missed kind of opportunities, I believe, here in that regard. Yeah, nice seeing Lelouch again for a little bit, I guess. I'm guessing he's now doing the same job C2's done. Again, people keep telling me that this is not really a sequel to the anime series, but more so to the movie. I don't really remember the movie too much, to be honest with you. I wasn't that big a fan of it, so I can't really remember what the stance was with Lelouch and C2 and so on. But I'm assuming like Lelouch is in that kind of same realm as like C2 and what was the other one called? I forget. There's another kind of on the Britannian side, wasn't there? That little blonde kid. I forget his name though. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, good episode today. Again, I like the fact that they actually took a bit more of a chill stance on things, a little bit less action than what we had in the previous 2 episodes, which I think was needed. Again, they've introduced at least 20 characters, like 20 like well at least like 10 or 15 like main player characters that we need a bit more on. We've got a pretty good idea of like who Ash is and Rozé and the situation with Sakura, for example. But especially on like the Neo Britannian side of things, we needed a bit more kind of depth to their characters, and I think we got quite a bit of that today. We got a bit more Rozé and Ash today, which was also pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, I just feel like it's just treading a few too many of the same kind of steps as that the original R1 and R2 anime. So hoping they can kind of deviate from that at some point. But yeah, do let me know what you guys feel about this episode down in the comment section. Again, still pretty solid, but I don't think this is going to be anything kind of majorly exceptional. Nothing kind of original series level at the minute for me anyway. Yeah, leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I'll be back next week with episode 4, so hopefully I'll see you guys then, and have a good rest of your day, guys.